All right, guys, let's talk about how to size your ads to be fully desktop and mobile optimized. So instead of actually, going through all of these individually, I'm going to give you the strictly, straight from the source guide to this because Facebook often updates this. And so if I told you, make a ad that's 1200 by 628, it would be right now, but I'm not sure that it would be right, in a week from now because Facebook, likes to change things extremely often, right? So we've talked about it before. Remember to pass these size requirements along with the rule about your images having less than 20% text, right? And you can determine that here. Give that to your graphic artist, tell them that, but no graphic artist is going to care or know about that. So again, it's on you to make sure that your ads are less than 20% text. And again, here's the tool to actually figure it out. So here is the Facebook ads sizing guide. So we're going to go through it really quick. They have the video specs right here. If you want to, the video specs, the image specs, the collection, they have all the different types of advertisements, right? Carousel, slideshow, canvas, lead generation, offers, post engagement, event responses, page likes, right? All different types of stuff here. And just before you actually go through and make an ad, you can go here and you can check out all of these different, very specific types of kind of size requirements and recommendations from Facebook to get kind of the most optimized type of advertisements, right? It even tells you, the headline, the link description, how many characters everything can be. It tells you all this kind of information that you probably don't even care about or want to know. The main thing that you want to know is 9 by 16 or 16 by 9 here for a video, which is kind of standard. And you can even actually go down and, create an ad here where you can change your call of action and things like that in the mockup or create ad. And so that is the video. For photos, most of the time, right, it's 1200 by 628. If you have a link, right, images cropped to, it gives you a lot of information and it seems kind of overwhelming. But if you just tell, your graphic artist 1200 by 628 pixels, then most of the time, guys, you're going to be fine. And so that kind of is the very quick tutorial on sizing to be fully desktop compliant and mobile optimized. If you ever have a question and you want somebody to actually walk you through it, in more detail than Facebook gives you, go ahead and just Google search it or search it on YouTube. It's actually quite easy as far as, creating ads kind of in the right way. 1200 obviously would be this long way because it's larger, and then the 628 would be height. And I don't know how they decided on 628. It seems kind of random, but it is what it is. And then Facebook ad restrictions, right? So, most of us know, and, especially if we've been around for a while, that Facebook is extremely finicky, to put it lightly, and very, very inconsistent at times when it comes to, disabling ads, suspending accounts, and kind of disabling ads without giving much explanation, and suspending accounts without giving much explanation either. And so it's always a good idea kind of to familiarize yourself with a basic kind of understanding of Facebook's policies, right? And not memorizing this because it's like a huge, ridiculous terms of service that's very difficult to kind of, get a hold of, but it's a good kind of, basic understanding of what's actually going on, what they consider, right? They look at the ad and then they look at the landing page. And so that's kind of the advert review process. So if the ad looks okay, if it's nothing like egregious or pornographic or crazy or restricted, and then the landing page isn't too, spammy with a bunch of like pop-ups that people can't close out of, or huge like countdown timers and, things that Facebook just generally doesn't like. Steps to take if your does get disapproved. You can edit your advert. If your advert hasn't been approved due to not complying with our policies, you can edit it and resubmit it for review. So you can actually see the reason why, according to Facebook, that the ad was disabled at the ad level in Business Manager. And so if we were like to run an ad, for example, we would see it when we were reviewing our ads. Which would appear here. This is a brand new account that I created for demo purposes, so there are no ads here. But if we had running ads, they would appear right here. These would be the campaigns, these would be the ad sets, and these would be the ads. If we came to right here, there would be like a little section that had like I think it's a little triangle with an exclamation point. You just click that and it'll show you what is actually Facebook's reason for not approving the ad, and then you can make a little change and they will normally re-enable it. So prohibited content, some of them are very, very vague, and Facebook basically keeps it that way to be able to disable whatever they want. But for the most part, right, illegal products or services, tobacco, discriminatory, drug and drug related, unsafe supplements, weapons, ammunition, explosive, adult products, adult content, third party infringement, sensational content, right? A lot of these are very, very obvious, but some of them are not, right? Adverts must not contain before and after images or images that contain unexpected or unlikely results, right? So this is one that's not particularly obvious if you are in like the weight loss sector. And so, what I generally recommend, guys, is to at least familiarize yourself with the prohibited content right here, this section, and then the restricted content, right? Alcohol, dating, adverts for online dating services are only allowed with prior written permission. These must adhere to the dating targeting requirements and our dating quality guidelines found here, right? Real money gambling, it has to be very, very specific. It has to meet a ton of requirements. Regional lotteries, online pharmacies, supplements, subscription services, financial services, branded content, student loan services, political advertising, right? So these are kind of just the things that you should familiarize yourself with, just so you don't spend a bunch of time and energy kind of going through and trying to create all of the landing pages and advertisements and ad copy and all of that stuff just to like come here and see, oh crap, that actually is a tobacco product, so it's prohibited. Or they come to the restricted section and say, it's alcohol, oh crap, that's prohibited in certain ways, I can't do it in certain countries and things. So just come here, and at the very, very least, I would say go through this stuff at least kind of in a basic way, but definitely take a closer look at the prohibited content and restricted content sections, just so you aren't like wasting your time, right? Because that's just really important with Facebook, because they aren't necessarily the best with customer service. I do love Facebook. They've completely changed my life. It's one of the best companies to me, but their customer service could use a little bit of improvement. If you're watching this right now, I still love you though, Mark. So that kind of is the basic tutorial about how to size your ads to be fully desktop and mobile optimized, and then familiarizing yourself at least with a basic level kind of to the advertising policies with a specific kind of thought and a little bit more kind of reading into the prohibited content and restricted content, just to save yourself time and to make sure that you're not putting a bunch of effort into something that is not allowed to be advertised on Facebook, right? And so I hope you enjoyed that one, guys, and let's get to the next.